it's been a little bit. Um, with that in mind, we're on a new Foundry version, so you might see things.
I've noticed.
Yeah, the login was different.
Did you notice? Yeah,
It was
Way
clean.
different.
So you might see some things here and there that are different. Truthfully, I have no idea what they updated, so
Other than that, yeah, right now this menu looks
Yeah.
the same.
couldn't tell you. But I'm sure something got updated. So since it's been a little bit, we'll do like a group recap over what happened last time. Because truthfully, it took me a bit of hard thinking to really remember what happened last time. So, with that said, what happened last time? Does anyone remember?
We left the Rat Clan house.
Gratz healed.
Oh, wasn't there like an emergency meeting?
Oh yeah. We all
Yes,
stopped.
No, we like
meeting, and Bear
Yeah.
Clan can't make it.
Yeah, we missed that. We had to miss our meeting with the Bear Clan because there was an emergency meeting, and then we basically got there and we tried to sneak in.
Wait, hold on.
And-
Not to interrupt, but there was also other important revelations.
Okay, I totally.
We also
didn't
found
remember.
out that Aslos's flavor was ready.
Oh,
Tim's
yes.
gonna go get it.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right. It was a thick session, and not to
Filled
be
with
forgotten,
And
Aslos's flavor
also
was ready,
at the
and he sent Tilly to go and fetch it for him.
Yeah, Tilly.
Yeah.
He didn't
So
return when we came back.
And then my last note is that the mushroom info is ready at the Raven Clan.
yes, there's quite a bit of moving parts all happening kind of simultaneously. So we can you all kind of received that info at once. Tilly came to you with a letter from the Bear Clan of high importance that said, "I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to meet after this other meeting I have that is kind of coming out of nowhere." And Tilly informed y'all. Tilly kind of let you know how strange it was that was happening because the council is on recess. So that kind of informed all of you that this must be a pretty big deal. And sure enough, you saw yourself, Petri, the clan leader, the rat that you just talked with, leave the clan house and make his way towards the council chambers. So what did y'all decide to do?
We wanted to get in on that meeting.
Yes, you very quickly decided that.
And we very quickly tried.
And how did that go? What happened?
It worked. It was a little convoluted, but I think we got there in the end.
Well, our
Kicked me out.
initial plan didn't go as
Yeah.
well. We tried to get in like cordially, like actually be
Mhm.
invited in to be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're like an onion. We got layers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wanted no part of that, so we figured
They
out
really
we could
didn't.
anyways.
And so how did you get in anyways?
Well, I threw a temper tantrum.
Aslos was layer 1.
Yeah.
And then once that group got past, I think that was when I played my part, or did someone? jump
Yeah,
in?
no. Yeah, you played your part.
Disguise
You
yourself as
disguise yourself as a messenger, which they immediately recognized. And as you were getting kicked out, I snuck in.
Yeah, I announced that Aslos's flavor was ready.
Yeah. And
that was important clan information they needed.
and what's his name?
Thunder.
Durna. What is it?
Durna?
Durna. He sat outside of the room and just sat there. And then what? Thunder was a fly, right?
Yeah,
and then
Thunder was
chased
a
an
fly.
ant. He got distracted by an ant that turned into a raven and flew off.
True.
Which is also another layer of shit.
There's a lot of transforming going on.
Yes, yes.
And then the dwarves, they were talking about. Oh,
Yeah, do you remember what the discussion was? So
I
y'all made
remember
your
that
way
they-
in.
they said
oh.
to start some operation. I can't remember the name of it.
Well-
The Wolf City got attacked.
Yeah, the Wolf Clan town got attacked in the south along the coast, and then the Kraken clan wanted to implement Plan Ultimate Doomsday. From what I remember.
So let me hop in here.
Martial law.
Yeah, martial law.
Not that not that you are totally incorrect, but to make sure, it's important that we get these these details before y'all go storming the Kraken clan. And they're like, what?
Operation Doomsday. They're like, what?
Although I do like y'all operating on the assumption of Operation Doomsday.
Project
But yes,
Golem.
the emergency that was reported upon is that earlier that night, last night in the early morning, the Wolf Clan reported to the High Judge that one of their towns along the coast was attacked, was raided by presumably Wanti. They wrote up a report of their findings. They reported that most of the town was killed, was slaughtered. They were left in pieces, and there were a small number of survivors that were able to get away. And so there was a lot of conversation to be had between the clan elders of like how to proceed and what happens now. And the High Judge suggested that it might be time to enact a form of martial law, essentially, that allows more power to the Wolf Clan. It kind of promotes the Wolf Clan leader to be one step above the other clan elders, just in regards of like essentially like national security. And it gives the Wolf Clan militia more power in basically securing the city and other cities, all the clan capitals, and then of course the grand capital of Enrique. I think that it was Operation Doomsday that you referred to. Is that correct, Andrew?
What that?
I think that was Operation Doomsday that you were referring to. Is that correct?
Yeah,
You're talking about Project Golem.
Project Golem, yeah.
Yes, the Bear Clan then responded that yes, we support this Marshall Plan, and in addition to that, he kind of sent a message out to the Stag Clan leader and the Horse Clan leader that it was time for them to enact Project Golem, whatever that might be, and several other kind of projects were assigned out. Like, for example, the High Judge requested that the Goat Clan work with the Squirrel Clan to calculate how much food reserves they have if they needed to basically isolate themselves in the city. He asked the Kraken Clan to withdraw all their ships and basically narrow down the range in which they'll be fishing at, reducing food production even more. A lot of kind of extreme measures being taken place here because of this aggression being showed by the 1T. And as a last parting message, the Raven Clan was asked to perform their own independent investigation of what happened in the town, independent of the Wolf Clan report that was already written. And y'all heard that report that was written by the Wolf Clan has been delivered and is resting at the Raven Clan to be reviewed.
Did we actually learn what Project Golem was? I can't remember.
No,
Okay. Alright, that's it.
Yeah, no.
just got teased.
Just got teased. A little bit of a tease.
Dang.
So, I know that's a lot of info to go through. A lot of shit.
I think
In
we-
addition to, like you said, you got a letter from the Raven Clan saying that their investigation into the mushrooms that you provided has concluded and they have results ready for you whenever you're ready. You have a meeting with the Bear Clan Elder now that this meeting has finished, and the ice cream flavor has been finished and Tilly has gone to fetch it.
Oh man.
Let's go.
Yes. In addition to everything else that y'all are doing. Any questions? Clarifications?
Did we end at the clan house? I thought we went back to the safe house to talk
I
about.
believe you're correct that it ended with y'all all going to the safe house, but you haven't talked about what you witnessed in game.
Okay.
I don't think.
So
Am I correct there?
I think we ended like deciding that we wanted to go to the Underdark right away because of the martial law. We wanted to get in there before anything like red tape stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that is. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the case.
And
Okay.
Thunder's
Well,
gone.
and yes, Thunder is not there. Which I guess is fitting. What I would like to do then is I would kind of like for y'all to rehash that conversation out. It doesn't need to be like a full conversation. In game, just to kind of bring yourselves back into that moment, you know?
Before deciding to go to the Underdark.
Yes, exactly. Just to kind of rehash, because it's been some time, and I want to make sure y'all have kind of all the details like I've laid them out just now, so that y'all can really kind of decide what you're wanting to do next. So, with all of that in mind, I'm going to bring y'all back to the safe house and let you conversate for a bit.
Also,
If no one else has anything.
I think I bought a bunch of food for me and Froyo, but I forgot what that food was. But I want to say it was like a hot pocket type item, and I bought
Okay.
a bunch of them.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, cool.
I like that. Okay, let me bring y'all over to the safe house.
Oh yeah, Aslos got his special minecart too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the special
Yeah, it's
minecart
sitting on our
did come
front
in the
door.
mail. Huge.
Wait, why did I take damage?
Why did you take damage?
I
I don't know.
have a third.
Joe has. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, okay, y'all are back at the safe house. Everyone has kind of returned in their own different ways because you kind of stagger your return, right? You all didn't arrive at the exact same time.
Right.
So at this point, you have all kind of gotten there together and are now reunited after everything that you just heard, which is kind of a doozy.
What time is it before we leave?
It's like maybe like noon-ish, because it's right after your meeting with the Rat Clan. Your meeting with the Bear Clan was going to be for lunch, got interrupted or rescheduled, I should say. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Alright, well, I lay all the hot pockets out on the table while we discuss and I munch
Perfect.
on one with Froyo.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait, did I already tell everybody everything that happened at the meeting? I thought I did at the end of last session.
Yeah, we'll say that everything has been told. You just haven't necessarily gotten to talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as we're all in, I cast silence, and it ends at like a foot before the window where the ravens would be at.
Perfect.
So they can't hear inside of it.
And just to clarify here, Tilly is not with y'all, but Sornin and Lopin are.
Sornin and Lopin went back to the Rat Clan Worm
Yeah,
Clan
they're-
house to
yeah.
get tables.
Oh, excuse me. You're right. Yes, they are
Hey.
not here.
Tables or maps? Did they go get maps and more puzzles?
No, they
I thought
did that
both.
a while
That was
ago.
that was the
Oh,
first.
did they do it a while ago?
That was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, they
that
wanted
was-
new
that was-
tables.
That was last night.
Aslos gave them a bunch of money to go buy new furniture. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rat Clan furniture, but
Yes.
or Worm
Well,
Clan
Worm
furniture.
Clan,
But I thought that was
Uniforms.
uniforms. Yeah.
Yeah, uniforms. Yeah.
But I thought those were supposed to be for the Worm Clan house.
No, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Worm
he
Clan.
sent them away to go buy that. He gave
Yeah,
them
so they're
money.
gone.
I sent them
Yeah.
to buy new robes for
Mhm.
everyone, like the
Mhm.
nicest robes at any clan house, and to build an extremely nice puzzle table.
Yes. So they are preoccupied
And happy.
and happy. So it's y'all's group, and that's really it. Everyone else is kind of taken care of.
Okay, so we wanted to immediately go to the Underdark before martial law takes effect. Is that what we were talking
Yeah.
about?
So, like, is there any precedent to this, Joe? Has this ever happened before?
An emergency clan council meeting?
To declare martial law?
No, never in my near 100 years of life.
Yeah, I think we better move quickly then if we want to get down into the Underdark before there's too much activity.
And I think because the Ravens are watching, we need to figure out a way to try to maybe do that stealthily. Like if we all up and leave and just walk towards the Underdark and the King's Road, it's gonna. Whoever's watching is gonna know.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we need to be concerned with that, do we? I mean,
There's a whole network of people, including clan elders, that are like watching our every move, and I'm assuming that it's nefarious in purpose, and so one clan elder now has authority over all of the rest of them, and that
well,
clan elder also hates us.
but has martial law actually been declared, or is it just being talked about?
It sounds like they're gonna leave this meeting and go out and declare it.
Yeah, you were the one that was there. What did they say?
Yeah, I think it was more of a discussion, but I don't think the clan council ruled on anything yet.
Yes, they, and in fact, in the meeting, which granted was quite a bit ago, um, they discussed how they were planning to make this announcement, but they haven't made like it public yet.
Man.
Right. So it's not like they're gonna wait a week or two. They're gonna.
But that's exactly the point. Like, they could declare it at any minute. We don't know when, and when they do, it could be really hard to get access, right?
Right. Well, yeah, we probably won't be able to leave the city limits at all when that happens.
Yeah, then let's go now.
Okay.
What
And
do
then just to throw another wrench in it, if there's a report sitting on the Raven Clan Elder's desk right now that he has to review, right?
He made it sound like the results are ready to share.
Talking about the stones
The
and
ravens,
the mushrooms.
No,
Yeah.
not the mushrooms. There was something else, right? That was at the very end of the recap.
Yes,
Oh.
that is the report of what happened at the town. Their account of what they witnessed.
And I can't imagine that's prepared though yet. I mean, the Raven clan still has to probably send an envoy down there to investigate.
And let me clarify, that report that the Raven Clan has and is reviewing is the Wolf Clan's account.
So
Right.
they're
So I'm wondering
only
if we might want to try to snatch that before it gets altered or anything. If it's even true to begin with, it's from the Wolf.
it's of course it's going to be biased, but it's still important info.
But unfortunately, that's not on the way to where we need to go to the Underdark. So
We should send Thunder to do it.
Well, I think we could use one problem to solve another, and distract the ravens by sending some of the party with like decoys off to go to the Raven clan house while the rest goes to the Underdark, and then the other team catches up later.
okay, well then, the stealthiest people I think should go to the Raven Clan house, and the stronger in combat people should go to the Underdark.
That's fine. We're going to catch up right away, but just to make it look like to the Raven clan or to the Ravens watching that
I mean, if that's,
everyone
if
is
that's what
going
y'all
in one
want, I
direction.
can definitely go to the Raven clan.
And
Pretty
do
good
you
in
wanna
battle,
do
too,
you
though.
wanna like maybe send some ravens out, inviting people to like lunch or shit tomorrow, so it looks like we're still kind of business as usual?
Well, wait.
Oh, I have plenty of ravens to send out, so I
Yeah,
can
just
do that.
so whoever's watching them is like, okay, they're still like planning to do things like normal. They're not, you know what I mean? I'm assuming we're being watched closer than anyone else in this town, in this city, right now. I mean, this is literally a war thing, and we've been over here preaching people to join our war since we've come here, and this is something directly related to that. So, you know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of eyes on us right now, I'm sure, from the council.
And as he's like kind of going, I'm just gonna start writing out letters. One is I'm going to write at the status of the ship to the Kraken clan house, completely ignoring it, like everything that's going on, and wanting an update on it. And then I want to write out 3 individual to each one of them, to Lopen and Sornin. I want an update on everything that they've been doing, and I want to send the same thing 3 times.
Okay.
So 7 total ravens.
Yeah, you are launching ravens in and out.
I kind of step outside to do this. I kind of assume that that's like I'm outside the silence bubble. So.
Sure.
So I walk over to the corner of the room where I see my armor sitting there on the ground and my shield leaned up next to it. And I feel like I haven't donned my armor in a while, so it's like a nice
Mhm.
moment of like hello old friend kind of thing. And
Yeah,
I pick my armor up and kind of wipe some smudges off and put it on, and then put a big old cloak around me to kind of hide that, just to hide a little bit. I mean, I'm still a lizard, so.
sure.
Wait, I'm gonna run outside quick to see if Azul sent those ravens to Sorn and Loop.
Assuming
Um,
that I just sent out the Kraken Clan, I'd be in the middle of writing the ones to sort of.
okay. Yeah, so you see him kind of writing them.
Yes, clan leader.
Could you make a note to have Sornin and Lupin return here post haste? We would probably like them in the Underdark with us.
Ah, that'll be the first one I send, and then I just started immediately writing up then I'm calling, and then I'm also asking for updates, even though I told them to come here.
Sure.
Wait.
And so, repeat for me what y'all's plan is.
So I was, so Durna, I'm assuming Jin, and either Aventus or Thunder would go to the Raven Clan house to see if they can maybe get a copy of that report or snatch it or something, right? Is that our plan?
Get a copy of the report and info about the mushrooms, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Grab that and also get the report on the Myconid professor and possibly take Grot with us. Professor might be able to glean some information from him. I don't know.
Alright, well, just make sure you bring Grot back to the safe house and drop him off with Tilly, or if Sornin and Lopen are here, keep him there with them as well.
And we might
Don't
need
tell
to
him to go
flesh
back
out.
on his own, is what I'm saying.
We might need to flesh out
This
what
is
we're
fine.
actually doing here.
Do you think it would be worthwhile after we're done there, we try to get into the Underdark as well, or meet y'all up, or?
Yeah, definitely meet up.
I
Is the plan.
feel like you're gonna be down there for a bit.
Yeah, we could meet you by the entrance at the Elder Road.
So the trick is we gotta get the party that's not going to the Ravens clan
Yeah,
to the
Jen, do you have one of these
Underdark.
stone things they talk about?
Yeah, I got a stone. I got mine back from Aslos, right?
Do you fucking
Yes.
knows anymore?
Yeah, I gave you yours back. So
Okay.
I do not have one. Mine is with Ripjaw.
And I think
And
Yokizos is with Domingo for some reason. Did we ever
Or
get...
is it the Archmage?
No, the
I think-
Archmage
No,
can
it's
just talk to
Domingo.
us.
Yeah,
Okay.
that-
Yeah, we need to get that shit back from Domingo. Take him off our 5.
Yeah, yours is
Funny.
definitely with Domingo. The Archmage can just talk to us, and then I believe that Jin has one.
I have one.
Ventus has one.
Can you just
Everyone
talk
else.
to the stone and ask Domingo if he could send a messenger or like a delivery courier to bring the stone back to the safe house? Cause like he doesn't need that shit anymore. We needed that shit in Ocaria. We don't need that anymore.
Well, I want Ripjaw's back, but I think he may. I don't know what's up with him. So
I
You know
guess
what?
I'll talk through my. Hey, Domingo, talking through my stone. Domingo, come in. Are you there?
Yes,
And there's a bit of rustling, and after a few moments, you hear Domingo's voice kind of come through. Hello, Jen? Jen, is that you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging
That's
in there.
awesome.
How are
Hey,
you doing?
listen, we need a favor, okay?
Yeah, what do you need?
We need you to send the stone you're holding right now to us, or you could teleport to us and deliver it to us that way. But it's like critical we get this now.
What?
Can you do any of that?
Right now?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Ah. Well, if you must know, at the moment I'm writing.
So it could potentially wait for this vital, crucial mission to defeat the Yunti?
And there's a pause. Yes. Yes,
Hey,
it could.
Domingo, remember when you almost died and we saved you? Or no, you did die.
Oh.
You straight up died and we saved you. Yeah. Can you just bring us the stone, please?
You can just teleport and leave it with the Raven clan or Raven person,
Yeah,
and we'll
y'all,
pick it
y'all
up from
be
there.
there, so y'all can just scoop it up there.
Domingo, we're talking
Domingo,
like
just
20
walk
seconds
through
here,
the portal,
man.
put the stone down,
Yes,
and
yes,
say
yes.
this is for Diamond Dragons. And go
No,
back to the portal.
actually, no. You're gonna meet us there. We're gonna be there in. How long does it take to get there?
20 minutes.
We're gonna be there in 20 minutes, Domingo.
30
We'll be.
minutes,
20
we'll meet
minutes,
you.
okay.
Domingo,
At
you have
the
20
teleporter.
minutes to write, dude.
Oh.
Like, that should be enough time.
Domingo, you literally just gotta walk through the portal you're sitting at right now.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
We'll touch base with you when you need to start getting ready to meet us on the other side of the portal.
Okay. Well, I'll need to get dressed.
No.
You have plenty of time.
No,
And-
no,
Yep.
you don't need to be dressed. Just come in whatever you're wearing.
And
Domingo, you have plenty of time.
I can't spare the energy right now, but could you maybe send a message to the Archmage and ask for more stones to be made, but not assigned to one specific person? Just stones that can talk. You know?
Yeah, and if he complains, tell him we gave him a place to live and he left it all dusty and read my book. So he'll know what that
That's
means.
that's true.
You want me to do that in the next
After.
20 minutes?
No,
Oh,
after.
Yeah, and then
After.
no, and,
Yeah,
and
no,
then-
this
That's
one does not have a time constraint as tight as this stone.
Domingo,
currently.
we're talking like
Okay.
15 minutes worth of work. Like, I mean, God forbid, dude. Like, we ask one letter and you to put some damn clothes on.
Yeah,
bring
I'm
the
not even
stone in your
asking
hand.
you to make them. I'm just asking you to
Oh.
ask someone to make them.
I raise
Okay.
my hand. I need a stone.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna get a whole new slew and we can re-divvy them out, and Ripjaw can keep Aslos's, but he'll get a new one too, and you know.
Beginning to nod. Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
see
can
you
do
in 10
that.
minutes. Yeah, see ya.
Hey,
Jen, hang
Domingo.
up. Come on.
Domingo, thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I have had a few long days. Ah.
Yeah, so have we, trying to save the whole world. But thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all.
You won't
Yeah,
see
it's
me,
been a long
but,
time.
Hasn't it been like a week?
no.
Well, not like
This whole
all
time we've
of
been in
us,
Von
but,
Riek's been 1 week.
And
Hey,
there's kind of
Domingo.
an awkward pot. Yeah.
Jar you, hi.
Hi, jar you.
I was just testing the stone. I've never used the stone before.
Yeah, I'm just like awkwardly hanging it out like it's on speakerphone. All right, come on, you guys.
All right,
Crackles
all right,
through.
all right,
It is
yeah,
a little
all right.
awkward, like the way you. Oh, okay.
20
see
minutes,
who's-
Domingo. Be there. Bye.
And the crackle goes through, and he's done.
All right, that's solved. Wait,
God, he's almost as incompetent as the Archmage.
have you? I'm looking around. Have you guys seen Thunder?
Or Tilly?
He's still
Thunder.
chasing that. Well, he's still in a fly, right?
That's
What
the
is-
last that you saw him. Yes.
Yeah, like, should we try contacting him, or do you think he's okay?
Does he have a stone?
He should have a stone.
He
I'll
might
pull
have
out my
given it
stone.
to
Hey, Thunder.
Radio
Nothing.
silence. It's probably because he's still a fly.
Wait, Aslos, you might need to speak with animals through the stone to talk to him. He might be like a fly or something.
We'll
You
do
know
that
what?
later.
I think he'll be okay. Worst case, he's dead. We'll find him later.
Hmm.
Just like his dad.
Alright,
Okay.
so stealthily getting the first group of us to go into the Underdark. How do we do that? How do we stealthily do that?
Who's okay? So who's all going?
Well, Well, the rest of us that aren't going to the Raven Clan are going to go to the Underdark.
Yeah, and how are we getting to the Underdark? Are we taking,
Yeah.
the carts, or are we walking there?
Well, you got the one main way to go, which they won't let you through. But what about your guys? Didn't they dig y'all a hole? Outhouse?
That's not to the King's Road, is it? And the hole's not finished.
Not even close to finished.
Yeah,
No,
they only went down like a mile, and they gotta do like another whole mile. So.
How many paths into the Underdark are there, Joey?
Well, from Von Rieg proper, the only one that I know of is the Elder Road. Wait, can I also roll? Because like I actually want to, what should I
Yeah.
roll for that?
That'd be a history check.
Careful.
Can
Not
you
a
have
nature-
advantage?
Yeah, because stone cunning and
Sure.
And he lives
my
here.
expertise.
Hey!
Yeah.
It's still a -2.
Yeah, it's awesome. For access points into the Underdark, it would you're right, Jaryu. You really only know of the King's Road would be like a direct access point, right? Like it would definitely take you there. That's the only like confirmed spot that you would know just off the top of your head.
Right. Okay.
Not to say you couldn't find more, but that's all you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the only route from Von Rieg proper that I know of to get into the Underdark is through the King's Road. And that's the way that we've always gone. It's
Alright.
never guarded. It's just no one goes down that road.
So,
Well,
the
I think
mine
we should
carts
be
take us
fine, right?
there? Let's go to. Why don't we go to Tornin and then we'll walk?
Yeah, could we get lost in the crowd, do you think? Or do you think the Ravens would still be able to see us?
I mean,
Or is there anything we can even do about it?
I don't.
Yeah, I
there's
don't.
nothing
That's
I can
fine.
do about it.
That's what I mean. Is I don't think we need to be so discreet. Like until they've made the announcement, and it's going to take time for news to travel of an announcement of martial law. Like
But so you were saying they're not going to let us in anyway, so how are we going to just deal with that fact?
what, to the Elder Road?
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, it's not guarded. I mean, Yokizos and I came in that way, and no one was there to guard us or keep, to check us in.
Yeah, but didn't Derna find Grot there and they were kind of guarding it?
Right. It might have changed since then.
Yeah, but didn't he go? He went in through the grand lift.
Mines. The grand lift, down the grand lift into the mines.
Yeah, he found an access point, a small chasm through the mining
We
tunnels.
don't need to like fully hide, but let's still try to be discreet and not necessarily broadcast our faces around. And
Yeah, right.
let's
No, I
just-
think
let's- let's
going to
ferry over
Tornin and then
we'll walk there.
yeah.
Are we still going to the Raven Clan house?
Yeah, the group of whoever's going. I cannot be stealthy in that regard. It's just-
Yeah,
I can't be
neither can
stealthy. I can't be stealthy either.
Well, I guess that
Wait,
goes...
I mean, I can be very stealthy, but maybe I shouldn't.
What are we being stealthy for? To steal the report?
Yes.
We'll definitely need that.
That's the only thing that requires stealth. The other thing is just getting the report of the myconid, the mushrooms from the myconid.
Look, I can deal with the myconid, and that will get us in the building, and then Jin can peel off, right?
Yeah, but so if we're not worried about trying to ditch the Ravens, then we could just all go there, get the stuff, and then head out to wherever.
Yeah, I mean, but that's more time, right? And if the concern is getting down there before, the Wolf Clan decides they're going to post up at the King's Road because they're already protecting something down there.
I'm down for either way, whatever.
Well,
you
then
guys
let's
say.
just move now. We'll have them go to the Raven Clan house, and we'll go. I mean, worst case, we'll be fine. I mean,
We
Yeah,
can
I
knock
mean,
this
the
out.
worst
Who's
case
going
I
to
think we
King's
can knock
Road
the
right
stays
now?
in Von
out.
Rieg ends up having to stay in Von Rieg if it comes down that fast. But we're thinking it won't, right? Because
Yeah.
news will travel slower.
Me and
think-
Yokizos.
I personally think we can knock out the Raven Clan house
Our
quick
dynamic
enough.
duo.
So you think we
Alright.
should go to the Raven first, and then all go to the?
Yeah,
Underdark?
let's do it.
Wait, we're all. Wait, whoa.
Wait, I thought that's what we were just deciding.
Wait,
I think we're trying to make that
going the
decision.
Raven Clan?
Well,
If there's
'cause-
a benefit for y'all to go down there ahead of us and we meet y'all down there later, that's fine. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're talking 20, 30 minutes, an hour. I don't know if that's a big worth. I don't know. Maybe it's no big deal either
It
way.
could take longer than that. But I was just saying, if we were, part of the decision to split up in the first place was just trying to avoid the eyes of the ravens and try to like distract them with
Yeah, kind of
some
going
the
down in different
splitting
groups.
up and going down and trying to obfuscate our path. But if
So-
we're not concerned about that, we could just all go to the Raven Clan house, or we could still split up. Like we could still do the plan.
I think it works either way.
I have to carry my mine cart. It's the one thing. I mean, that's fine. I guess we can go together. I mean, I don't really. Ignore me. I'm, What-
let's get everyone's
okay.
opinion. Ventus, what do you think?
Well, I'm not the one who knows how much time we need to.
Me neither, but we're all getting a say.
So if time's not an issue, I feel like Yogizas or Jaryu have a better idea on that. Then I think we could just go to the Raven, get our stone too, and then I'll go to the Underdark.
Your Kizos, you want to split up or go together?
I'm fine with either.
Aslos, you want to split up?
I'm just not.
It's
as long
fine
as they
either
don't
way.
have to be stealthy. That's all that matters.
I do think there could be advantages. Like we could get burned if the martial law does come down because we get held up at the Raven Clan house, right?
Okay, so safety measures would be y'all go
At
ahead,
least
go straight
some of
there,
us
and
would
then
be there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that does make sense.
I think we should split up.
All right.
I like it.
well,
Okay, so then we got to decide who's going where.
All right.
So me and Yokizos, and who
Yeah.
else are going?
Ventus,
I'm
you
probably
said you
going to
can't
the
be
Raven Clan
stealthy,
house.
So you probably.
Yeah, I
come
will
with
be
us
going to
all.
the Raven Clan house.
So me,
I would like to go to the Underdark and take Froyo with me,
Okay.
just so I can move
Okay.
Froyo around.
I should
Jarna,
probably.
Jaryu, I think you should come with us to the Raven Clan house because I
We're
don't
not,
know what.
Yeah, we're not gonna be going hardcore into the Elder Road. We'll kind of be hanging out there at the front little.
I'll message Lopin
Sounds
and Sornin to meet us at Bell.
We just want to be out of city limits in case something were to happen. We're already out, kind of thing.
Or maybe
Yeah.
we should split Sornin and Lopin. One of us, we each get one of them.
Well, they can both go with you because they know the way, and
Gotcha.
if
Yeah,
Durna
they're
and
each half a brain, so we need a full one.
Do we
right,
want to risk bringing them if it could be really hairy down there?
they're strong. They're dwarves. They're Worm Clan.
Yeah, based off the
Yeah.
last fights, they're not that strong.
Ah, dude, tell me. It's okay, wait. They've had some time. They had a week to train, I
Lupin hit a
think.
cube with a hammer or something. So
Yeah, dude, and Sordom was blasting away. What are you talking about?
didn't he
It
miss
was
like
shot-
4 in
it
a
was-
row?
Yeah, exactly.
I heard he
Yeah.
carried
That's
himself
why you-
pretty well in those sewers. Okay,
We'll carry them to victory.
he told
Or
me
they'll
that
die.
he single-handedly carried you through there on his back, and I believe him.
Yeah.
Jaryu, I think Sornin lied to you.
And is
Sounds a little embellished. Alright, we'll head to the Tornin district now.
I'm gonna strap my minecart to my back as we walk to whatever.
And I take Froyo with me, and I hide her under my cloak. And I tell her to keep her head down until we get to the Underdark.
and before the front door opens, I'm like, all right, one last thing, guys. Like, is there any other errands anyone can think of we need to take care of before we go down to the Underdark?
Let's go to Yogurt's on the way, Aslos.
Okay.
Maybe figure out where Tilly went if you can. But
Actually,
I
do you guys
don't
want to
care about
ride?
Tilly.
You guys just want to hop in the minecart? I'll carry you there and probably be faster.
Oh,
That would be fucking.
oh, sure, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and we'll
Okay.
all stop at Yogurt's and get some ice cream on the way.
Yeah, is that on the way to the Raven?
Yes,
Clan?
it's on the
No,
way
not for
it's
us.
on the
We're
way
going
to
the-
Kraken. No, no,
We're going the opposite way.
no. You're walking to this damn mine service
Oh.
place station to ride down there, right?
Um,
You're gonna go to the Bear
go to
Clan.
that one. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess you could go to the Bear Clan one.
Well,
That's
Ice
you guys. That's you
cream.
guys' call. That's you guys' call.
Ice
I kind of put the
cream.
Ice
minecart
cream.
down,
Alright,
and
ice
I like
cream.
makeshift a rope, and I have it like ready. I was like, everybody get in the minecart if we're going. Come on, let's go. I'm ready.
Choo choo.
I hop into it Dukes of Hazzard style.
Choo choo.
We got a land ship, and we're gonna get an ocean ship. Let's go.
see.
All right.
Minecart big enough for the entire clan.
I
Oh,
think so. Yes.
perfect Dukes of Hazzard over the top of the cart, like a slide in, all perfect and shit. It's badass.
Wow.
With armor on and
Super
everything.
cool.
This is like scratching it.
You get the you put the sunglasses on.
No, I rolled 20. It didn't scratch anything. It's perfect.
You just said you had metal armor on.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
didn't
smooth it
even
was,
touch
though.
though. I was like with my armor. I was still like slyly jumped over the side.
And I like a horse and carrying them through the city.
Perfect. You yeah, it's like a horse. You move them through, and the group of you make your way through the city. You're walking through, and you're getting a lot of looks as the
Opposite discreet.
yes, as the people are like watching you and looking at you and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But you continue regardless. There's
Imagine
stairs
we go
DJ
by the nice restaurants and the
yes,
food
yes, you are
district
making quite a scene as you all continue further, and you make your way up to Yogurt's, and you find outside struggling with two large like almost like kegs, like the iron kegs, is Tilly, who is getting ready to roll them.
Yeah, all
And he
excited.
looks
and I'm
up
like,
all
"Tilly!"
sweaty.
And so
Ugh,
I run past
Tilly!
him into the yogurts, and I ask her for a bunch of cones or bowls, whatever the hell they serve it in.
Yeah, they serve it in geometric cube-like cones. As she takes a few out, and when she sees you, Aslos, she gives like a small wave and is like, "Oh, hey, well met. Your flavor is ready."
Oh, good. Well, you know,
We need like
for everyone.
yeah,
flavor.
for everyone in here too. Everyone that's
Well,
how many people are inside the
not,
yogurts right now?
Not the one that just picked up the big kegs.
Dude, he's
gotta
got
get
2
that back
kegs
to the
full. He
clan
doesn't
house.
need more.
Yeah, he's
mean,
got to get back to the clan house. We'll see him later. But yeah, for us, all of us here, yes, real
And
quick.
anyone else in the store?
fast.
All 2 of them.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
see like a
that's-
dwarven family, like 2 children, a dad and a mom that are trying to go out for ice cream, and you can see that they're not pleased with this disturbance as you all kind of barge in to the small ice cream shop. And she takes your cones and turns around and begins to fill them. You can see that they're filled kind of small as she brings it back out and says, most of the frozen treat that we prepared, we put in the cask, but I have a little bit left over for you to try now."
Alright.
Wait, are you gonna prepare more mine? Like it's gonna become a big selling flavor, right? Like that's not all of it out there, is it?
Atlas, do you want to have Tilly go out and market the ice cream flavor and like? You know,
No, wait, hold on. I need an answer. Like, yogurt, that's not it, right? Like, this is not all you're gonna do. Like, I want cherry to be the biggest selling flavor, like of all of it. And it, like,
Tundra cherry.
I need a name. Aslos, victim.
Aslos
blood,
cherry.
That's what we'll call it. No, you got it. Yeah, you're making more, right?
Yes, we just ran out of ingredients, and once that shipment comes in tomorrow, I'll be making much more of Aslos's blood.
What if we called it Tiger's Blood?
Dragon's
I
blood.
like this guy.
Yeah,
Dude,
Dragon's Blood.
Dragon's
There you go.
blood.
Fucking
yeah.
And you can see a wash of relief wash over her as you recommend that name. Oh, Dragon's blood. Yeah, now that's marketable.
Yeah,
That's
and
marketable.
you need to put a sign on the front door that you got a new flavor. Like it's kind of like you got a new flavor, and not even trying to sell it. What the hell?
I misunderstood your order, Mr. Aslos, and now I understand your objective here. Okay. Tiger's blood, I'll make some more, and then we will advertise it in the
Dragon's
front of the shop.
How much
Yeah,
money
I'll
is
give her a
Dragon
hundred.
blood.
I'll give her 100 gold, like just completely casually, and I'm like, yeah, here's everything you need to market it. If hopefully this is enough.
And when you say that, she becomes a lot. When you present that, she becomes a lot more receptive. Oh yes, of course, yes. We'll start working on a sign immediately, and hopefully you'll see it up tomorrow.
A diamond
Ah.
dragon. If you're gonna have a dragon sign, it's gotta be a diamond dragon.
A diamond dragon?
Yes.
Yeah, it can be bleeding like, in the mouth or something.
I'm just saying, if
I
there's a
don't know.
dragon on the
Get
advertisement,
creative,
it has to be
and
diamond
I
dragon.
throw like 50 more gold at her. I was like, I need real creative here, okay? Like, I swear to God, if
Yeah.
this isn't very marketable, I'm coming to get my money back.
No. We no need to give your money back. We will make it marketable. Dragon's blood. What's more marketable than dragon's blood?
Honestly, probably not a lot.
Yeah, well, and then I
Honestly,
kind
I
of
don't know.
I kind of eat the whole cone of the little that she gave me, and it's like, I mean,
It tastes like cherry.
and I am thrilled. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. I don't know what nasty stuff you made me before, but this is exactly what I could have ever wanted. So thank you.
It's like she took her normal cherry recipe and added like an extra drop of sugar on it, you know?
Yeah, and after I've given her the money and I've eaten the entire flavor, and I said, yep, it's good, and then I just leave.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, I'm eating it out in the cart, and I'm giving Tilly a pat on the back as I walk by him struggling with the barrel.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
having a tough time.
Tilly, man, I would say just pop it in the cart. I'd take it back, but I really think that this is teaching you a good life lesson. And then, kind of as everybody is filing back in the cart, I'm just gonna give him a little slap on the back as I keep pulling along the way.
He just kind of gives you like a look as y'all keep moving.
Hey, if you see Soren and Elope, no, never mind. They're coming with us.
I get a scoop of the ice cream and give it to Froyo and feed it while we're traveling.
Yeah, she likes it.
Tilly,
She's down.
Grat is back there, and he's not going to try to kill you anymore, so you can hang out with him.
And
It's gonna be comforting to someone who doesn't know the Fearbulg.
yeah, right. That's funny. Okay, and y'all continue the group of you until you reach the station, where I'm imagining y'all split your separate ways. So the station master looks at all of you and says, "All right, where are you heading?"
Us three are going to Tornin.
Tornin. Okay. And the rest of you. And what three do you gesture?
Wait, oh yeah, never mind. Us five, because Soren and Elope are with us, right?
Yeah,
Well,
have
they're
them
gonna
all-
meet
we
us
didn't,
there, aren't
yeah,
they?
we didn't tell them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So me, Aslos, and Ventus.
I imagine as we had gone to Yogurts, or right before, I sent out a raven telling them to go to that we're going there.
Okay. So Yokizos, Jaryu, and Ventus.
No.
No.
Yes.
No, no,
not Jaryu.
Yokizos,
No.
Ventus, and Aslos are going to Tornin.
And Aslos.
Yes,
Excuse
yeah.
me. Excuse me. Okay. And then
And-
Soren and Lopin are meeting you there.
The rest of us are going to the Raven Clan house.
That's right.
Right. Okay. And the group of you get on your separate carts. Aslos, yours gets rigged as it gets set up. It works wonderfully as the group of you kind of speed off down. It's a big boy cart, but finally, like, you fit in it, and like your knees aren't like up in the cart as you're like sitting, but you can kind of stretch them out a little bit, and you can feel it. Like, it's kind of like a really big car on the road where it takes a while for you to really like gain speed, but once you gain speed, this cart is like zooming. Like, the max speed on this bad boy is quite a bit faster than the other smaller carts, as your mass is just accelerating it forward. As the
Yeah,
group
I
of you
imagine
go.
I'm finally enjoying myself as I take this ride.
You finally begin to feel comfortable in the Dwarven City, as your carts are kind of together, and then one of you splits off right and the other one of you splits off left. And for the first time in a while here in Von Rieg, the party is split for a good amount of time. And when it comes to who goes first, group wise, we can roll a coin. Someone flip a coin and call it.
Combined initiative roll.
Wow.
It's 3v3, right?
Just roll initiative.
Why don't we
Yeah,
just roll
everyone-
a d20, right? It's my initiative is like +3 or whatever. Or you get
Just flip a
advantage.
coin. Roll 1d2 and call which one you want, which you group wants.
Oh, we didn't call.
1.
Try again.
Wait, who's calling?
1.
We'll be 2.
Okay.
Rigged.
All right.
That works.
Fake
One
news.
goes first.
Fake news.
Okay. So the group heading to the Raven Clan, you speed off. It takes about 15-20 minutes before the group of you reach the station over in West Council. But after a good amount of time, you make it. I'm going to activate this scene so everyone can see it. And you head your way to the Raven Clan house. The Raven Clan house is probably becoming one of the more familiar clan houses to you now, as you've been here several times at this point. And as the group of you walk up to the Raven Clan house, you are greeted, as you usually are. The Ravens are quite studious, quite nice, so they welcome you in and give you little nods. And a man at the door, whenever you walk in, or I shouldn't say man, I guess a dwarf at the door, kind of gives you a little nod and says to all of you, "Greetings, hail and well met. What brings you to the Raven Clan house today? How may I direct you?"
We're here for a report and to meet a friend at the gate.
Yes, we keep doing this. It's also we need to go to the Arcane College. Do you know if the Machinid professor is over here at the Raven Clan house today, or is he at the college?
Oh, no. He would be at the Arcane College.
Okay, I
Just
keep
across the
forgetting
street.
these things. Right.
And the group of you kind of awkwardly shuffle out of the Raven Clan house as you make your way to the
Well,
Arcane College.
wait,
across
so-
the street.
Is that report going to be at the Arcane College, or is it going to be in the Raven Clan house?
I believe that-
You would.
Raven.
Oh, go ahead, Durna.
Oh no, I thought that was Raven Clan house. That was there for other clans to come and inspect, or was that at the Wolf House?
It is at the Raven Clan house.
Okay.
And it's going to be at the actual clan house. So, guys, we need to get in there.
Yeah,
need to
we
make
did
some-
Yeah,
have
we
business
do need to
here.
get in.
Yeah, let's do this first. Yeah, the Arcane College will be easy potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do want to be here? Okay. Let me go upstairs and alert the clan elder of your presence. And he kind of shuffles away, and a few moments go by, and then finally,
While we're waiting, I'd like to ask.
Yeah.
So, guys, where do you think I need to go to steal this report?
I mean, first we need to find out. I have no clue. They usually, if they're gonna have it on display for other clans, it's probably not gonna be that big of a hidden deal. In fact, it might be out in the open once, but it'll be more about stealing it once we get to it.
I imagine it's probably right on the clan elder's desk.
And where's
Yeah.
the clan elder's desk?
I don't
Hopefully
know.
they'll bring us to him. I've never.
So, okay,
Into his actual
we need to come up with
desk.
an excuse to talk with the clan elder.
and as
Oh,
you
so-
say that, the clan elder appears in front of you. He is wearing beautiful scarlet robes today, with little indigo ravens on them, with his long white beard and his half moon glasses. He's resting on a cane today, as he kind of hobbles over towards y'all. Hello, Yaren, at your service. How may I help you today by the grace of the Diamond Dragons? And he looks at you, Jaryu, and says, and Jaryu to woundeth.
Hail and well met.
Also,
We,
a diamond dragon, by the way.
Oh,
Did that become a thing?
I wasn't aware.
Oh, I just assumed, Jen. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm not saying you aren't. I just I figured
Oh.
it'd be. Well,
This
like,
is
I don't
quite
know.
uncomfortable for me now.
No, it's all good.
Hold on, I gotta go on mute for a second.
Oh
You
shit!
offended him.
I know.
What honor brings you to my clan house today?
And I'm looking over at Durna.
Yes, we heard tell. We've been privy to the understanding that there's the Wolf Clans has a good document here describing what happened to the Wolf Clan city, one of the towns. Looking around, acting like I'm trying to be secretive.
We'd
No
love
one matches area.
to read about that and learn about what happened, so we can aid in any way we can.
And you watch as his eyebrows, thick and white, lower, as he kind of grimaces at all of you and says, "Well, first off, this should not be in. Yeah, come to my office with me." And he brings you upstairs through several winding, handsome oaken staircases into his private quarters. A large office with a handsome desk, several bookcases, many candles lit. It just gives off studious, kind of almost like oak lounge vibes as he brings you in and offers you several chairs and sits behind his own desk in a large, handsome leather chair. And he lowers his glasses from his face and runs his hands through his beard and says, "Before I show you anything, I have to ask you, how do you have access to this information which was not shared with you?"
It was shared with us.
By whom?
The Worm Clan was a part of that meeting.
You can roll a deception check if you would like.
Easy.
But he begins to shake his head and turn his attention to Jaryu.
Yes. Yes, I was.
Boom.
Oh my god. And he kind of, his attention is drawn from you, Jen. He's still kind of looking at you as he says to Jaryu, "I was in that meeting and there was no Worm Clan elder present."
Yes, I was in the back of the room. You must have missed me.
Very true.
The fuck is this?
Ultimate
But
gaslighting.
technically, he was in the back of the room. So
This
he
Yeah,
wasn't
it's a
a
very
lie.
true statement.
Absolute gaslighting. And
I don't know
he-
if you just seen me in the list.
I mean,
Oh,
literally the best person to gaslight too. Like, it was literally the one person that would definitely know this to be true. But
And he shakes his head and he says, And he leans back in his chair slightly, almost smugly, and says, "Okay. Let us assume for a second that you were there." And he raises a hand, "in which you are not. Let me ask you a question then."
Uh-huh.
He kind of looks between the two of you. If you feel as though that you were there, what's a good question to ask? What task was assigned to me in revelation of the news shared?
Obviously, it's to run an independent investigation into the attack on the Wolf Clan village to the south of Norvask.
That's why we're here.
That's obviously why we're here.
He lets out a
I
long
echo
sigh.
Jin. Like, duh.
He lets out a long sigh as he looks between the two of you. I am genuinely so confused.
Why?
I know I did not see you there.
It's just a misunderstanding. It was a high stress meeting. I don't understand what the big deal is.
Mhm. The more important question is, what can you tell me about Project Golem?
And to that, he actually gives you kind of a genuine eyebrow raise. Now that I actually don't know anything about. My expertise was not requested for such a project. That is something you'd have to bring up with the Bear Clan, apparently.
But
This
do
was
you
my
doubt
first
us
hearing
still?
about it.
Do you doubt us still?
And then you can see kind of the shock on his face as he realizes the trap that you set him up in. But how did you hear about Project Golem?
Because
I don't even know what it is.
at the meeting.
That's what we're saying, dog.
He shakes his head and says, "Fine. I don't know for sure if you were at that meeting, but you obviously know what was said in it. And I can't prove that you weren't there. So fine. What do you want?"
Do you want our help or not? We were here to read the report and see if there's anything we can do to help.
Ah, the report, yes. And he takes out several manuscripts from his desk and lays them out in front of you. These are the reports shared from the Wolf Clan's incident report. I have read over them and they seem fine. Nothing overtly suspicious or that attracts my attention. It just kind of sounds like what might happen if a race of reptilian monsters attacked a village of dwarves.
Charyu, I can't read Dwarvish. Can you,
Yes, well, Yaren, why don't you just read it for everybody in the room, please?
Of course.
And hand me those papers as you read them. I want to actually look at them.
Yeah, we're gonna get copies of these made.
We can discuss it. But essentially what this report goes over is their findings. The village, the town that was attacked, was about 300 people strong. They estimate that about 20 to 30 survivors were able to escape the area, while the rest were killed. A large number of casualties, if you ask me. Upon their entry on the town, they found a huge number of corpses, most of them unrecognizable, torn and slashed, ripped apart in many different areas, heads beheaded, arms ripped. A rather extreme, gruesome sight. These bodies didn't seem to be eaten or burned, they were just slashed and laid. The brutality of it.
I turned to Jin in like conference, like a huddle with Durna and Jin. And is this consistent? I don't know much about the 1T compared to you. Is this consistent with what they do?
I don't think so. They try to turn other people into Yanti, not dismember them.
Right.
There's something's fishy here. Very quietly.
Very quietly.
Yeah, and I asked to see the. Durna asked to. Let me see those. Can I see the papers? You can put them right down. I don't need to go on to them.
Graphic images, though.
Oh, I
And
can
he places
understand
the
pictures.
he places the manuscripts down. You can see that in the center bottom of the second manuscript is like an illustration of one of the bodies that was found, and you can see it's largely how the Raven Clan Elder Yaren described it, with large gashes in his side and like near his collarbone, his face almost unrecognizable from the brutality of the marks and laid on him. And you can see that these slashes are long and deep into the body. And Darren shrugs and says, like I said, I mean, this... Sure, I would believe that this was done by some kind of cold alien race. Don't know much about it, but believable to me, yeah?
Well, I've actually dealt a lot with the Yanti, like way more than I cared to. And not to say that this is wrong or inaccurate, but that's not really the MO of the Yanti I know.
And you can see
Yeah.
him kind of grimace as he says, "Well, then, what would be the MO of the 1T?"
The Yanti convert all their victims into snake people to fight for their own cause. So I don't see why they would chop up these bodies and let the good soldiers go to waste, right?
Plus, these are pretty big gashes. Are these Yanti huge beasts, Jin? I mean, are they?
I mean, they can carry some pretty wicked swords, but they're more known for their venom and
Yeah. I was gonna
They-
ask, is there any evidence of poison?
And the clan elder kind of smiles and says, "Well, as you know," he kind of winks to Durna and you. "Poison doesn't do so well against our dwarven resilience."
Yeah, but this is a different kind of poison, an arcane poison, Yarn.
Oh. Well, that is disturbing. No, there was nothing, and he kind of begins to look through the papers. There was nothing in this report mentioning a poison of any kind. But I just assumed that would be because the 1T were familiar enough with our morphology or physiology to know that we wouldn't be affected by their poison, by their venom.
are
But you're
there,
saying that we would?
we would expect to find that, but again, we're not trying to discredit this. We're just asking questions.
Sure.
Yeah, and I got a 20 on investigation. I just want to see if there's anything that stands out as far as conflicting reports. Or is it either it's standing out for, like they're just so desperately different, or they're just so the same. Like the words they're using and stuff.
Yeah, so the report internally is consistent. It's consistent to itself, right? It doesn't go into mega detail, but as you kind of begin to pore over it, the story that they're trying to tell seems consistent with itself. Something showed up, killed a bunch of people, didn't eat them, and then left. They didn't take anything of value. They didn't like pillage the town or anything. The Wolf Clan is asserting that this was a show of force, not not like a scavenge of any type. They didn't take weapons or anything like that. Now, where you would find that it's inconsistent is against your group's claims. Like Jin very astutely pointed out, the 1T don't really seem to. They don't aggress like that. They don't go on a murder spree. They would much rather take all of them and then convert them. That's much more of the 1T style. So, when it comes to consistencies, internally consistent, externally it is not.
And I ask the guy, are there any other accounts that you could possibly share? Do you plan on doing any further inquiries?
Yes, I would like specifically to talk to the survivors that are being held in a town over. Granted, we learned, or we understand, that this attack happened in the middle of the night, so it might be difficult to really capture accurate accounts, but we still want to hear what they have to say and what they saw before they left. Surely they saw something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's critical that we talk to them.
Yes, I agree. This report lacks that, but I also understand that it's just a report of what they found at the station, not an eyewitness account.
And who was the officer that signed off on this report?
And he kind of looks to the bottom. It appears his name is Vogrand. I'm not familiar with this name, but I'm sure he's some captain of sorts within the Wolf Clan.
Hold on.
Perhaps he should be talked to as well.
What's his name one more time?
Vogrand. Vogrand.
Yes.
Appears he's of the rank of captain.
Got it. Well, do you have any other questions for us, or do you think we could be of assistance in some way?
Before, when we were discussing this paper, I felt quite confident that this would be the start of a war between us and Avanti. But after your comments, I'm beginning to understand that of most people in this world, your group of adventurers might be one of the most utmost authorities on Wanty knowledge. And he gives you all kind of a hard look, and then shifts his attention back to the paper. And if what you're saying is true, this account is quite damning.
I unfortunately agree. But like I said, I'd prefer you keep everything we've said to you yourself until we could substantiate any of these claims.
Yes. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know.
Well, I assure you the eyewitness accounts will be most. Yeah, I would love to know about those. I don't think I have time to get out there, but a good set of questions wouldn't go amiss there.
And he kind of abruptly stands up out of his chair. Yes, I agree. That is why I believe I should go to myself.
Sounds good. Don't trust this with just anybody. You gotta be looking out. Look at their eyes. See what they're saying. Can you read a man? Read a dwarf?
Not quite as good as a book, but close.
Sounds good.
Well, this is pretty important, so I don't usually do this, but I pull out my stone and I offer it out to him. This is a communication device, and I feel like if you're ever in trouble, reach out to us on this stone, and we'll talk to you and find out where you are and come help you.
And he gives you a small smile and pockets it and says, "Thank you."
Jen, is there a name of an individual you're supposed to give him? Is that how those work?
You when you need to reach us, reach out to Ventus.
And then he
Say-
frowns again. Ventus.
Yeah, you have to say that name, and then it'll begin transmitting to him.
But your name is Jin.
Yes, but the Birdman. Do you remember the Birdman, Yarn?
I do, yes.
Yeah, he's Ventus. He's the Birdman.
But why would you give me Ventus' stone if your
No,
name
it's,
is...
it's
don't
my
you
stone,
have...
but to activate it, you have to say the name of his stone, which is Ventus.
I see.
Yeah, they only have so many stones. Evidently, it's a thing.
Okay, well... I will take your stone, and he kind of gestures it, but say Ventus' name when I wish to speak with you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, best of luck in your adventures and best of luck of mine.
Yeah, contact us if you find anything out that you think could be useful in the investigation.
Wait,
And you do the same.
Of course.
Yarn.
Yes.
Do you remember 50 or so years back? A man that traveled with me by the name of Mirkir?
And he thinks for a moment, using his exceptional memory. Yes, with the milky eyes.
Yes. Have you seen him?
Now, I don't wish to be rude here, Jaryo. But if I remember his correctly, didn't his disappearance lead to the collapse of your clan?
Well, collapse is greatly over-exaggerated, first of all, Yarin. However, yes.
They were invited to the meeting after all.
I was invited to the meeting.
Yes, I don't know if I still believe that, but
How can you doubt us at this point, Yarn? Come on.
Yeah, we're here. Throw us a bone. Yarn.
We're here helping you out.
Light
I have
chuckle.
not seen him, no.
Anyways, Mercure, I have reason to believe, has shown back up in Von Rieg. And if my
In Von
suspicions
Rieg?
are correct, all of this is connected. And I get like real crazy eyed about it.
With the picture of the dude from It's Always Sunny. And he's got
Yeah,
he's got the
Cafe
shoulder.
Sylvia.
And he.
He's here, Aaron.
Well, I will keep my eyes and ears open.
If
But
you
that
hear
would
any,
be quite astounding, yes?
well, it is astounding. I mean, a member of the Diamond Dragons, remember the giant guy that you met?
I do.
He met him in a tavern just the other night. And it's strangely suspicious to me that he's here. Since no one's seen him in 50 or so years.
Yes. He almost looks overwhelmed for a second. One mystery at a time.
They're connected, Yaren. And then I wave my finger at him.
Be careful who you trust, Yarn.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? You focus on that, rabble. I'll focus on this.
I'm just saying, Yarn, if you hear his name or see the dwarf with the milky eyes and gray skin,
Yes.
contact Ventus, okay?
Ventus.
Ventus.
Oh, I contact Jin.
Go ahead and try. Pull out the stone, say Ventus, and see what happens.
And he pulls out the stone and says, Ventus?
Hello?
Wow, it works. Hello,
Who is this?
Ventus. Ah,
New phone, who dis?
well, this is... My name is Yaren. I am the clan elder of the Raven clan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can I tell if he's talking through Jin's stone or no?
I don't know. I don't think you would know, actually.
Why do you have a stone?
Well, this was given to me by Jin and Jartundith.
And I start talking over him. Ventus, I'm letting him borrow my stone for a little bit because he's doing important research on the wolf case. The
Hey,
wolf
don't
clan
forget to grab
village
my
case.
stone.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't forget.
We're gonna go see
We're
Domingo
going
in a
there
second.
next.
Yeah, just make sure.
John, please don't talk to me. And I hang up.
He kind of looks back to the other two. And
The birdman's way.
okay, with that, I want to go to the other side of the group. And which group did Thunder go with?
He was
Well,
gone.
Yeah,
Thunder's-
Thunder's still a fly.
Oh yeah.
Raven ants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a what?
You're a fly.
Following raven ants.
That's how you ended the last session.
One of the ants turned into a raven and flew off.
No, is that? But then I summoned ravens to fly around, while I was also a raven.
Okay, so
Oh,
you're currently a raven.
So you're a raven.
Okay, I'm a raven. Hey, I still haven't seen the fucking Honor Amongst Thieves, but I did see a scene where their druid turned into like 5 different fucking animals, and I'm like, that's a fake ass fucking druid.
Yeah, get him. But you're right.
That's a great movie.
Okay, then for a second, I want to go to you, Thunder. You are a raven.
A Norvac
You
raven.
have what?
A Norvac raven, to be precise.
A Norvask raven. That's right. And you have sent out Norvask ravens to follow the raven that we'll call it an ant raven. There's a lot of ravens going on. So, what are you doing as a raven? You can see that your ravens are following the ant raven. They're like kind of tailing him as you fly through the council district together. Are you flying with them, like kind of like following as your ravens help you track it?
You're muted.
Thunder.
Bye, Thunder.
And just like that, Thunder died.
Wow, we lost him.
Went limp.
Okay, in that case,
He's
we'll go to the other group.
I'm gone or what?
Oh, now you're back. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that I'm doing like these flybys where
Mm.
like someone's holding out their hand with their letter, and like I'm like pretending like I'm doing my job like a good raven, but like I'm more
Okay.
focused on this ant raven because I don't want to
Yeah.
lose them because obviously there's a fuck ton of them. So I'm doing this like flyby where I'm flying by this woman holding out her fucking letter and I'm ignoring her because I'm more focused on this actual raven.
Yeah, and you can see that the people are starting to get annoyed with you as you like swoop down and pretend to grab a letter, and you keep going.
Yeah, it's funny.
And people are like raising their hands, like, "Hey, you missed it!" As you keep going, and you probably chase this ant raven for like 15 minutes or so through the air as you are flying, and finally, you can see that the ant raven reaches its destination as it flies down through the window of a building up in the Hyart district.
I'm keeping a watchful eye.
Up on the north end of the Hyart district, I should say. Like about here. And you watch, but nothing happens after the raven enters.
Is there any like windows of the building?
Yeah, that's what the raven entered through.
Oh, yeah, I want to fly to the window, not in it.
Sure. You kind of fly up to the window, and you watch as this raven wild shapes into a dwarf.
Have I seen this dwarf before?
You haven't. He has dusty brown hair. He is in kind of just normal clothes, leather clothes. No metal to be seen. As he kind of dusts himself off and gets himself in order, you see he puts on a little hat and begins to walk downstairs.
Have I seen this building before?
You haven't, no, and there's really nothing in it. It's like almost like a fake building, if that makes sense. It's just like an empty floor. And you watch as he goes down a staircase to the first level.
I do little raven hops to I drop down to ground level and then I'm doing little raven hops into the building.
And you watch as he goes to the first floor. That's also empty. And he walks out the door. And he's just kind of humming to himself as he walks across. And he makes his way to the Lynx clan house. But you can see that, and you've seen before, the Lynx clan house doesn't have an entrance. It has no door. You can see the trees kind of up, like from inside of it, if that makes sense. Like you can see the tops of trees. Like it must be like like a garden, kind of in the middle of it, you know. But you can't see any doors or windows into it. And there's a single tree on the outside of it, kind of in the back. A beautiful, long, huge tree made of oak. And you watch as this dwarf walks towards the tree, kind of flicks his fingers at the tree trunk, the base of the tree, and very quickly, a dwarf-sized portal opens. And you watch as he casts transport via plants and walks through the tree trunk and disappears.
I'm so jealous. So there's no one else there.
No, now you are alone.
And you said the tree is in the Lynx clan's building.
The tree that he just walked through is out in the street.
Okay. I want to
But you can see trees within the Lynx clan building.
yeah. I want to fly to the tree and wild shape out as to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast communicate with plants.
Oh. Okay.
and I just put my palm on the tree, and I'm just like, "Hello."
And you hear a response as the tree says back to you in a creaky old voice. Hello.
Nice weather we're having.
The same as all weather.
And I say, "How has the Lynx clan been treating you?"
They give me life.
Well, I'm glad to hear. And that's all I wanted to know, just to make sure they're being treated nicely. And I walk towards the safe house. But
Okay.
as I do, I'm using mold earth to cover my tracks as I'm walking now.
Okay. Kind of dusting it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's lifting the earth all like quarter of an inch to remove his track.
Yeah, I just envision like a nice little sweep action behind me.
And yeah, you make your way over and you walk up to the clan house. And with that, I want to go to our other guys. The three of you are making your way down the tracks. You are racing forward, gaining speed like you've never seen before, and the cart is performing spectacularly with the little like kind of like ox insignia at the front, racing forward as you take a sharp turn and veer out into the Tornin station. As it comes to a stop, the cart master kind of helps y'all out and says, "Wow, it's quite the cart you have there."
Thanks. And then I'm gonna totally just go over and detach it without even thinking about it and take it with me because I'm not letting anybody else riding it.
He kind of raises a hand, but he's like, "Okay."
And I said, "Well, get in, guys. We got a long way to go."
I hop in.
Yeah, I guess I'll hop in.
And just start making our way up.
So, I, as you undo your cart,
We wait for the cart to leave the station before we go.
right, and you like kind of walk down to ground level, right? Because these carts are maybe kind of raised a bit.
Yeah.
Like it's not as though they're on the dirt, but more in the sky, kind of. And you begin to walk down, like kind of like below the, like you're basically going to go walk underneath the highway.
Yeah.
And
Homeless
so
people
as
down there and stuff.
yeah, so as you're making your way there, and the cart master kind of raises a hand and walks down to you and says, hold on, you can't walk down there.
Why not?
That's unsafe."
Isn't that for
And then
us to determine?
I kind of like look at myself, look over at you, Keezus, look at this, and I'm like,
I'm looking at each other
seriously?
like,
Serious?
what's dangerous
What
about it?
am I scared of? A dwarf? Is that who you want me to be worried of?
Where are you going? Why don't you just take the tracks there?
This is none of your business. We don't have to explain where we're going to you. We tip you plenty.
Dude, I front paid you like 5 months worth of pay. Come on.
Now you want an explanation of our
We'll be
life? What, you
fine.
want me to write you a book? Like,
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I appreciate your concern. I understand that you think this
I
might
give
be
him one of
unsafe.
my extra hot pockets that are
And he
packed.
kind of takes it down, just honestly more confused than anything.
Just holding it.
Okay, I suppose, but thank you, but
We'll
well,
wait
This is
for
not
your
usual,
cart to
but-
go,
You got
and
a
then
tough night.
we'll follow that.
see ya. This is my cart. They made it for me. I'm not leaving it with you. Goodbye.
And I just wave as Asmos pulls the cart.
Yeah, you just see my hand poke out the
Gotta
top of the
detach
cart.
it. And I imagine it's like under the highway and it's like extremely like unstable conditions. So like at certain points, if I can't make it over, I just lift the cart up easily and just carry it over like bumps and like make sure I don't damage the cart. So
Sure. And yeah, it is weird down here. You're just like in these giant chasms. You can kind of hear the ringing of mining off in the distance. You can hear the rattling of the tracks as carts kind of come overhead. They're not like nearly hitting your head or anything. They're probably like 20 to 30 feet up in the air, so it's like you're fine. But it still is a little eerie as the group of you are just kind of extending forward into the darkness. And as you reach this fork here that goes into the Elder Road, the lighting in the tunnels begins to disappear from you.
Hold up, I got
And
it. And I whip out my light blade.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I just cast light onto the front of the minecart.
okay, perfect.
Just like
Yeah,
casting the light out.
right. And that definitely helps a lot because up to that point it is pretty difficult for you to see. So that helps a lot. I'm trying to figure out how I do what I normally do to give you like a light.
And I also so the light is on the cart, but I'm also holding out my perpetually burning leaf that doesn't hurt my hand. That gives me like 5 feet
Yeah.
of light. And I'm kind of like using it to like, if I'm looking at a wall, I'm like, I have to put it really close. And, alright.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like a crappy flashlight.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's something. Okay, so you get 20 and 20. So let me provide that for you. Perfect. And so the group of you continue, and it's slow moving, right? This is difficult terrain, not mechanically, but thematically, it's difficult terrain. And finally, y'all feel as though you have reached kind of, I guess, like into the Elder Road in a sense. It's beginning to look a little more familiar to you, Yokizos, when the group of you find something interesting for the first time.
Wow, something interesting for the first time.
whoa. Ooh.
What you see are that the tracks, are people. Can people without tokens see here?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. What you see is the tracks have been broken. They have been split, and
Bless you.
this break.
Bless you.
Thank you. This break is Okay, yeah, actually, good. What are you investigating, Yokizos?
I'm trying to see if it looks like it's just wear and tear, or if it looks like it was intentionally sabotaged or something.
That's a great question. And with that investigation check, I think it would become pretty evident to you that this seems intentional. The steel is torn, like broken in half. It's not as though like a cart has worn this down, but it has been levied.
So I'm like holding my leaf closer to the metal, and I'm kind of like rubbing it while I'm squatting down, and I poke some of the boards around, and I look up and I'm like, sabotage.
And
Plan, I presume.
I love it.
Ventus, I saw
Compromise.
that you also rolled an investigation check. What are you investigating?
Yeah, I'm just investigating like the surrounding cavern area just to make sure there's nothing suspicious on like the wall or the ceiling.
Perfect. I would actually like for you to roll a perception check as you do this check.
And I'm entirely ignoring the like damage, and I'm lifting the cart over like onto the next
Sure,
part of the path.
trying to get it over.
Like,
And it's awkward as you're kind of like trying to work its way over. Ventus, you hear movement for sure and conversation.
Hold up, guys.
What?
Trying to shush these guys, and they're trying to like hone in on the conversation.
And the conversation that you hear is in a language that you,
I can understand
yeah, what do you understand actually?
any spoken language.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just anything?
Yes.
Wow. Alrighty. Well, then you understand it.
I could also know which like direction the sound is coming from.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, then yeah, you just understand that. Yeah, the voices are low though. I will say it's not as though it's like a loud conversation. You more hear like the murmurs of voice, if that makes sense. And every now and then you hear the striking of steel. You can hear it thrust onto iron that leads out with a loud ching sound as it echoes throughout this cavern.
Can I like pinpoint the direction it's coming from?
Definitely further down the tracks.
Okay, I hear things down the track, so I'm gonna pursue with caution, and I'll have my light blade out as like my own flashlight as I like, move cautiously forward.
And do I say on the light blade how far out the light goes? I don't think I do. No, but we'll say it gives you 5 feet of dim light. That seems fair to me.
Sure.
You now have your own light.
And I kind of noticed that we're like going forward with more caution, so I'm just gonna lift the minecart very carefully off the tracks and put it to the side, like so I know nobody can really like take it.
Okay.
So I'll just like tip it on its side or something, and you know,
Sure.
try to
Yeah,
lock
you
it
kind
down
of
a little bit,
level it over.
and then I'll casually walk behind Ben, stealth.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put Froyo in the car and have her stay there.
Okay.
While we
Now
investigate.
let me put her there.
I'm gonna try a little stealth check. No, I want to proceed very as stealthily as possible.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay. Quite stealthy.
Less stealth.
Bummer.
I mean, still with disadvantage is not bad.
Yeah, true.
Yo, Kizos, are you able to move your light from your cart to my
The light.
sword to make it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just recast light on his.
On Ventus.
Whatever he's wanting me to cast it on. Yeah.
Just make my sword brighter. Or me, if he can do it to me.
Sure.
Oh. But I cannot let you go beyond this corner. I see 2 guys over there.
What?
There's 2 people over there.
What kind of guys?
Can I tell what these creatures are?
Yeah, no, you can't. This is unlike anything you've ever seen. They are stout, kind of sturdy, blocky humanoids of sorts. They have kind of pale indigo skin and striking white hair. And they all are quite well armored. Even their like faces and their bodies are difficult to make out because of how armored they are. You can kind of see here, right?
They kind of look like dwarves and drow combined.
Yo, Kizos, drow and dwarves combined, you know anything about them?
Yokizas isn't here at the moment. He messaged me,
Oh.
but
Why do
you
you
two are
think
too far ahead. You two are too far ahead
Okay.
now.
Well, I'm gonna chill here and try and listen in more on their conversation, or like see what they're doing, or what's
Sure.
making that noise.
I kind of whisper over his ear. I think we should just go talk to him.
You think so? You don't think these guys are dangerous?
I mean, what are they gonna do?
Okay, I'll let you approach them. I don't think they'll try and fuck with you if you walk up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll kind of just be like, kind of move forward, and then I'll come out of stealth. I'll be like, hey, how we doing?
And in the darkness, right, as Ventus gets closer, the darkness reveals more. As you begin to see more and more of these creatures that kind of turn their heads towards you all. As one speaks out.
Menace, what did he say?
And Asmos, you would have no clue, yeah. He speaks out to you in a low, gravelly voice with a jarbled language.
Do I understand what he says, or like, can I hear?
Yeah, you would, I guess, since you understand all languages. But he asks in a language that, and I like to think that Ventus, even though you can understand all languages, you would be able to know when a language is spoken that your key is having to actively translate for you, instead of one that you already know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of has like a soft echo to it as you listen to your key begin to translate it for you in your mind. Like you hear it in your head what he says, even though you hear his voice speaking the language that you can't comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
And so in your mind, you can hear him respond or say to you, "What are you doing here?"
He's asking what we're doing,
Oh, we're just coming to say hello.
and I translate that to the guy. I think it works the same way if I speak. Yeah. Any
Okay.
creature that can understand a language can understand what I say.
Tell him we're
Wow.
friends.
And Yokizos is back now, so Yokizos can help you. Yokizos, they chose to reveal themselves and question these creatures that they encountered.
Creatures.
They look like drow and dwarves combined. They have weirdly colored skin and they're short.
Whoa, that guy's got a claw arm. So what did they say to us?
What are you doing here?
Yeah,
And the
what
one
are you
speaking to
doing
you is
here?
this one here in the middle. And he raises a hand and says to you, Ventus, once again translating from your mind, "Do not proceed further."
Why not? What's going on here? We're friendly.
We're working.
Well, why don't you help us? Well, tell him we can help him work.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
good
here
at
to
that.
we're here to work too. So, what do you need help with?
He looks at you kind of confused. And Ventus, I would like for you to roll me a persuasion check.
Jin bless me. Fuck.
He raises his axe this time and says, "Begone of our domain. This is not your land."
This is not your domain. This is the King's Road.
I translate that.
And he kind of raises his arm and says, "What kings do you see here?"
Can you just tell him yeah, we're gonna go forward. So I mean I don't really know what else to tell you. Like
we're going through, and we have others that will be joining. Whether or not you stand.
I
in
think
our
you
way.
should just let us.
Or you can come join us. Should they join us?
Yeah, I mean I don't really see the problem with that. I mean we intend no.
What is
evil
your
here.
quest here?
We're looking for something.
What?
Why should I tell you?
Yeah, you won't tell us your business.
He points to the track with his axe and says, "We want this destroyed."
I don't give a shit about the track. You can keep destroying it.
Yeah, we're
I've
actually
told
just
you our
trying to get
mission,
through.
you tell us yours.
Well, I'll grab like half the track and like rip an entire thing off of it and like throw it to the wall. See, we want the same thing.
Tell them that we're trying to obtain something for a clan elder who asked us to come down here, which is entirely truthful. We don't have to roll deception.
And I say that to the guy.
Imagine we
There's
do
a
all
thing.
of this at the same time.
What is it you seek?
That is the business of the clan elder. That is not the business of anyone else other than who he conscripted to do this work.
Yeah, just tell them I'll destroy
humanoid-
the track on the way.
This humanoid looks thoughtful as he lowers his axe from you, Ventus, and says softly, "To which clan does this elder preside?"
Lean Ventus, I think we can tell him. That might actually help us.
Okay. I looked at Yoki just because I don't know the answer.
Oh, the Wolf Clan elder. Brugdeer.
Brook deer.
And there's a pause. And you can see that the other of these creatures are looking closely to what their leader says and how he responds to this. And he kind of looks back at them and gives a nod. And when he gives a nod, you watch them all pick up their weapons as they stand up straight and then walk to the side.
And remind them, Ventus, that we have 3 more companions. Wait, how many more people we have now?
Well,
We have 4 more companions. Yeah, I'm sorry to look, but god damn it. Why are they
like
hanging?
6, like 8 people, like something.
We
Like
we have a few more people coming this way. I'll tell them to. Well, you'll know who they are. They're like us.
Very well.
Oh, let's go get the cart. And I go back to get Froyo.
Yeah. And she kind of comes up on your shoulder. And yeah, they allow you to pass as you continue deeper into the mine shaft, slowly transitioning into the Underdark as you continue.
Seeing more fucked up these guys.
Yeah, you can see that there's a pretty good number of them. Like it's not like just like 1 or 2, but quite a few of these things are just kind of watching you as you continue.
As I pass the main guy I was talking to, I just quickly asked him, what are you guys? Or what is your species?
And he doesn't give you a smile. He doesn't like the question. And he simply responds to you, "We are simply found."
I'm not gonna lie, Ventus, they kind of look like Jaryu.
Hey, don't talk bad about Jaryu when he's not
you
here.
think, you think they're? Wait, do you think they're worm clan?
Oh,
No, I don't think these ones are Worm Clan.
oh, this
Did he
one guy
say
right
he
here
lost a
definitely
bunch
looks
of
like
people or
Sornin though.
something?
Maybe.
Just happily, like we're like pointing at him. Yeah, you know that guy does look like Sornin.
Dude, if Sornin was missing like half his face, it looks just like him.
Oh yeah. Huh.
And the group of you continue onwards. You continue through.
And I tell the guy thanks as we pass him.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to you. They all kind of continue to watch you as you move deeper into the darkness. And I think that's where I want to end our session. I don't want to start anything else because we only have a couple minutes left. So we get started and then not really get to finish it. So we'll save it for the next time and then just dive right in. I know this session was a little slow getting back into it just because there's so much to cover. So next session should be a bit faster.
I feel like we
Yeah.
covered a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
awesome.
we did
Good.
a lot.
Dude, we
I'm
just
glad.
avoided combat.
Yeah.
The real transition from the fight phase.
I was worried when you're like the people stand straight up, and I'm like, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
they're gonna fight. And they stand aside. I'm like, oh god, let's go.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the right call to play the Brook-Deer Wolf Clan card.
Hey, no,
Yeah,
we
for
can
sure.
clap them. These guys are tiny. Look at these guys.
But that guy's got a fucking hammer for an arm and a claw for his other arm. Like, I don't know.
Dude, come on, he can't even
Oh,
hold
yeah.
anything. He can just slam and he can hold
Pinch.
one thing in one hand. Yeah, pinch.
I'm gonna clamp you!
Yeah, we should have recruited one of those guys. That'd be so cool.
Oh, dude, I wish Jar looked like that. We're still pointing at him as we're walking
love-
by.
I thought we're all like, oh yeah, they all look exactly like Jaryu.
They all look the same.
Hey, I had your back,
Yeah,
Joe.
I
I don't think you're
imagine
that ugly.
Aslos as a character is like extremely racist, like towards like dwarfs.
I mean, it makes sense because considering they've almost genocided your race. So.
Yeah, like just hate
True.
every one of them. They're all the exact same.
Damn.
I